Hello y'all, how you doing? Sorry for the hat, but I'm still migrainey and I've come to just seek a corner of quiet and peace away from my really noisy apartment. And I've had a really rough day yesterday that kept on getting worse and worse and worse, and my whole nervous system felt like it was just kind of snapping in half. And then just external situations that, just made it worse. And then this morning I still felt like in such a state of just defeat, absolute defeat, and almost like a numbness, which is very rare for me, but just that kind of real, almost in disbelief of kind of like, I give up. But I wanted to just share because I think a lot of people, like, I've used this term before, but it's like really being in the bottleneck, just really being squeezed right now from so many different ends. There are very few people that I know that are like, I'm having a great time of it right now. And, there's a lot that I have to be grateful for. There's so much that I have to be grateful for. And there's still the reality that there's just like, I do think we're being pinched. I do think we're being tested. A lot of people are talking about it, and it's just intense, hey? And so I guess I wanted to just say that, it's like when you ride through, sometimes it comes and hits you like a truck that runs over you, reverses, and runs over you again. And I feel like I think what makes the difference for me is I've come to a place where it's like there's some quiet. I come by the water because the water for me is like my temple. It's my place of peace. But thankfully there's not that many people, because normally I've been in 7 months of constant noise, constant people, and it's very the opposite of what I've been used to for years and years and years of isolation. And so I feel like my nervous system finally can go, okay, for a moment, until I have to go back to my apartment, for a moment, there's peace, and then I can actually drop into myself, even though I'm in pain. And when you can reach those places that through the storm, you can find those just moments of peace, moments of calm, and just recognizing like, wow, what we're going through collectively is so intense right now. And I say collectively because we are, like, everyone's going through it. And it's really easy when you're going through your shit to just feel like, God, what is wrong with me? Why is all of this stuff happening to me? Or just, it feels unrelenting, and when is it going to stop? And I think just so many of us are going through this right now. So many of us. And it's just really important to remember, so that we know that we're not alone, that we know that we don't go too far down the kind of rabbit hole and the narrative, our own personal narrative. Because I found myself going into that space this morning of like, I've effed up, like I haven't reached my potential at all, like just stuff that I normally talk about, and it's like I don't believe in like, you have to reach your potential through some form of like success and achievement. That's just not even what I would preach about, right? But when you spiral down into these places, you sweep everything up into it, right? So it's like when you're feeling down and nothing's working, and you don't understand, and you don't feel held, and you don't feel supported, and then you reflect back and you go, God, and I made so many bad decisions, and I shouldn't have done this, and I shouldn't have done that, and I thought I would be at this point in my life, and I'm not. And then you just get to the point of like, let it go. Like, this story just causes so much suffering. And it's part of the process. It's part of the process of when shit goes bad, that like the different layers have to come up, and part of that is the layers of grief. And we don't live in a society that is very good at being with grief. And I think when we're all for like, we're detoxing and cleansing and purging, and it's great, we're, the people that say we're ascending to another, all of this stuff, whatever. It's like, purging sometimes is not very fun. detoxing normally makes you feel like shit until you feel better. So I think we have to acknowledge that the process is sometimes really uncomfortable. And I don't know, I come back to this, like, the more I know, the more I realize I know nothing. And having to come back to such a state of surrender and softening. Softening for me is the way that I can meet surrender without it feeling like I'm being thrown to the ground. But I mean, last night and this morning, I really felt like, why does it always take me literally falling to my knees in absolute desperation, pleading to whatever listens? Why does it have to get that bad? It still hasn't gotten better. I still don't know. I still don't know what the hell I'm gonna do, you know? Because now it's a question of my health and my well-being, and it's not just, oh, I'd like to find a home. It's like, I need to. And everything that goes with that, everything of just, you know, a nervous system that has had to go for so long. So we each have our story, right? We each have our plight. And let's just not forget that, you know, we're not alone. We're in it together. And, you know, I heard in my meditation this morning, which I could hardly do because I was so tired and in pain. And I just really clearly heard from my higher self as like, just things will fall into place, but focus on what it is that you really need and want, you know? So it's like, instead of focusing on all the noise, focus on the peace. Focus on the peace that you want to be moving towards, the peace and the quiet. Because, you know, I'm in so much noise that it's like, I can't even imagine it. Although now, finally, I've come to a place where there is relative peace. But, you know, that's so important. It's just feeling into where we want to be. Feeling into where we want to be, but also acknowledging we're here right now, right? So both. It's not imagining where, oh, there's children now. It's not imagining where we want to be at the expense of denying where we are. So anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. As always, take it or leave it as feels right for you, and loving you from afar. Bye.